Hi everybody, welcome to another Fireside Chat, and have I got special guests for you this afternoon, this evening, whatever time you're watching, because I have such wonderful special guests. We have just finished a magnificent Celtic festival with our pipe band, Iona College Pipe Band, step dancers. It was incredible. Absolutely incredible. So I have all these pipers and drummers here to speak to you about what's going to happen, because it's the month of March, and in March we march up and down through every place on Long Island and even in New York City. Well, I want you to meet some of these wonderful pipers who do glorious things. So Nick, how did you get involved, and why did you get involved in the pipe band?
Well, it really first started when my sister, who also graduated here, when she was here and I'd go to her events, the bagpipes were always everywhere and I'd always listen to them, and they intrigued me from the start. My neighbor knew about this, and he asked his brother, who also played the pipes, who is also an alumnus of this school, if he could teach me about a year and a half ago. His name is Cormac Garrity. And unfortunately, late last year, he passed away. So now I'm in this band as in honor of him.
What a tribute. That's great to hear.
My favorite part about being in this band is definitely the people that are in it. Everyone in this band is very nice and very talented, and I think they're all great kids.
I hear you are the drum sergeant. That's a big role. Tell me about that role.
So essentially being the drum sergeant, that means that I'm basically the lead drummer, so it's my responsibility to, when we go out for parades or concerts, it's my responsibility to make the lineups, like delegate who is taking lead on which tune. And even though I am, like, my title is the lead drummer, we have so many other upperclassmen that I've been going through all 4 years with, and because of that, during the concerts, we all talk to each other, we decide together what should happen. So even though it's more of a leadership position, it's not really like I have to boss everyone around, because everyone is always so on top of themselves, and because of that, whenever we play, just that's when the fun begins. We can just always work together.
So Vinny, you're involved in so many activities here. I don't know how you manage all these things. How did you get involved in this? And tell me about how you manage to juggle all these things.
So just like Nick, when I came to the school on the open house and everything, I sold the bagpipes, and I was really interested in it. And I play football and rugby right now, and I'm also in a bunch of clubs. So I wanted to play football and play sports and play rugby and everything like that. So I had to go through my coaches and then the pipe band moderators to balance out practices and games and everything like that. And for my freshman and sophomore year, it was kind of hard because I had many conflicts with a bunch of things that I was doing. But when I was a junior and a senior, I was really able to concentrate on what I wanted to do, and my coaches and the pipe band moderators had some more flexibility with me because they understood that I was in everything. And now I'm actually not playing the drums anymore. So I'm going to be wearing this hat during the St. Patrick's Day Parade in New York City, because I got shoulder surgery because of rugby last year. But that's
You never cease to amaze me. Margaret, you're our only female here today. What's it like to be in this pipe band?
Well, it's actually really quite amazing, because it brings sort of a kind of diversity to the group, and it just feels good that in a mainly male-dominant field that I get to be a female and show to other girls who maybe are curious or have never even heard of bagpipes, be like, wow, I could do that. So it just makes me feel glad that I get to be a representation for that.
I always see a spark, especially when you start. You get really involved in this, and that's great.
So when I got home one day from school, my mother told me that there's a bagpipe band at this school, and I was confused at first that there was one, but then I just decided to join. It seemed completely out of the ordinary, so I took it. I had no experience at first, but I took classes at the start of last year, and I began to love it, and I just love performing, and it just makes me me.
Excellent. William, why bagpipes?
Well,
I mainly do bagpipes as a continuation of my heritage. So my grandpa used to work for the Nassau County Police Department, and he tried learning how to play the bagpipes, but he never got too far. So by me doing the bagpipes here, I'm trying to continue what he started.
Well, that's amazing, and that's so wonderful to keep your family tradition alive. That's great. Speaking of tradition, I love watching them walk in parades because of the uniform, you can see St. Anthony's pipers from miles away. Can someone explain the uniform to me? Ryan and Liam, could you help? And Nick, maybe you could stand up and model the uniform for me. Right?
So our hats are called Glengarry's, and on the left side we have a Celtic knot. We have it's called the short plaid on his right side, and what's holding it on top is called the brooch pin. And we also have our school colors on the tie and the American flag on the left side and our school emblem on the right.
Liam?
So right here we have the belt, which basically just holds up the kilt. You have the sporran, which is pretty much a pocket. You could put your phone, your wallet while you're marching, whatever you need to hold in there. And then you have your kilt, which obviously covers your legs. And then you have the black socks with the yellow flashes, which wrap around the socks to keep them from falling down.
They march up and down Long Island and do so many wonderful things because they have two great moderators, Mr. Saxer and Brother Mark. And I want you to meet them and have them tell you a little bit about all the work and effort these guys and girls put into it. Mr. Saxer, can you tell me more about this great band?
Sure. Well, Brother David, this band this past summer actually went to Scotland, and they got the opportunity to compete in the World Pipe Band Championships as their own band in their own division. And it was really a remarkable experience for all the kids. They got an amazing, fantastic experience out of it, and they got to perform at places like Stirling Castle, Edinburgh Castle, Buchanan Street in Glasgow, and they got to perform between the two places of Glasgow and Edinburgh, and it was really a fantastic experience to travel between the two places, see the Highlands of Scotland, and really get a lot of fundamentals about the history and beginnings of bagpiping from that trip.
You know, Mr. Saxer, I have to brag about you. You just recently traveled to Kansas City, Missouri. And what did you win? Tell everybody.
Well, I took first place in my event in Kansas City on the Winter Storm North American Bagpipe Championships.
Congratulations.
Thank you, brother.
Brother is a bagpiper himself. Brother, can you tell us about your involvement with this band?
Well, as primary moderator of the band, I get to do all the background stuff, ordering the buses, making sure that our band has their uniforms and updating their uniforms, such as getting them their Glengarry's this year. And it's a great joy to be able to plan the events and behind the scenes and being able to chase them down when we're getting ready for an event, and the fun gaffing back and forth about the different events that we're doing and working together. So it's been a joy for me to work with these pipers, and as a piper I get to play with them this year in our parades as a bagpiper.
I want you to be on the lookout for the St. Anthony's Pipe Band marching all over Long Island. They'll be in Kings Park, Rocky Point, Brentwood, Huntington, and of course,
Fifth Avenue!
See you soon. Thank you for watching this great Fireside Chat.
Thank you all for having us for another Fireside Chat. The Pipe Band was really excited to be a part of this video. So to end this, we'd like to show you some videos from our events that we played at over in Scotland and locally here on Long Island. So I hope you enjoy. Thank you.